Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, we are ready for the event.
Yahoo Finance, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Houston ACR. Stand by. The client will be with you in just a moment.
One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Station, this is Yahoo Finance. How do you hear me?
We've got you loud and clear. Welcome to the International Space Station.
It's an honor to be with you. I want to start with Christina because orbiting 250 miles above the Earth, and you're going to set a record for a female orbiting in space. Describe what that's like, please.
Well, you know, I like to take it one day at a time up here. That is the plan. That I am fortunate enough to be up here for 328 days, they tell me. And how I sort of approach it is I take it one day at a time, as I mentioned. It's not the total number of days that you're up here, but it's what you do with each of those days. So it's a reminder to me to bring my best to every single day that I'm here, to treasure the moments with the crew and the opportunity to work on this amazing orbiting laboratory. And then thinking about the bigger picture, that hopefully it's an opportunity to inspire the next generation of space explorers, to pay homage to those that paved the way for me to be here where I am today. And another thing I like to keep in mind is that my biggest hope for the record is that it succeeded as soon as possible after my flight, because that means we're continuing to push the boundaries and to push the envelope.
Well, the plans are to go back to the moon, the United States, by 2024. Nick, help me understand. There's a lot of risk involved. In fact, your first attempts to get to the space station, the Soyuz rocket, you had to abort. You landed safely, thank God. but this is not without risk.
Absolutely. Every space flight has inherent risk. And, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't worth it. It's one of those things where you have to ask yourself, why are we doing what we're doing? We're up here pushing the boundaries of what we know as humanity, what we share as a shared experience. We're pushing those boundaries every day, and we're discovering new things, and it's important that we do that. And that's why we take the risks. Of course, we do lots of things to try to mitigate those risks. And, just recently we had the test launch of the Ascent Abort, the second test launch of that system, and it was successful. And, that's a great milestone for the Orion program. And, I can tell you, it has personal significance to me, but it has personal significance to every astronaut. Every person that's going to ride or potentially ride on that rocket has a vested interest in seeing a system like that tested out and making sure that it works. And it's not just us, it's also all our families that sit there and watch those tests too. I can assure you that my wife was glued to the TV watching that Ascent Abort test.
Christina, when we talk about the next stage of space exploration, the private space race is a big issue. Where do you think all of this is headed, especially as we approach the anniversary of America landing on the moon 50 years, roughly 2 weeks from now?
I think that as NASA, we've really taken on a wonderful approach, which is to incubate the low Earth orbit environment and openings for potential use by industrial and commercial partners, while we're looking to the next steps of deeper space exploration, returning to the moon, and eventually moving on to Mars. So opening up that private, you call it a space race, I think is a great way to capture the innovative spirit that American industries have and to apply that thinking to a realm that we have taken the first steps into, but we haven't fully necessarily opened up and explored all of the possibilities. And for that, we need just that, a private industry to, again, bring the innovative spirit, to establish partnerships between a lot of different areas of industry, and to just see what can we do with this amazing place that we've opened up.
Nick, when we talk about private space exploration, I would imagine some of the experiments you're conducting on the International Space Station involve that. For instance, long-distance space travel, there are effects on the human body that those of us stuck on Earth may not be able to appreciate.
Absolutely. Your body up here is constantly trying to adapt to the environment that we've put ourselves in. We spend our whole lives on the ground trying to accommodate the force of gravity, and we get stronger because of gravity. Our bones are stronger, our muscles are stronger, our heart pumps stronger and pushes blood into our head, to try to compensate for gravity always pulling us down. When we get up here, all of that changes. It changes at the the body level, where muscles start to atrophy, and we have to do things to countermeasures to overcome that. It happens down at the cellular level, where the natural processes inside our cells change, and we're just starting to study those on experiments here on the space station, where we're putting organs on chips and looking at how microgravity changes how those functions occur. And so we're trying to understand a little bit better those changes. And as we peel away all the layers of the onion, we start to realize that everything is changing. And you don't really get to this state of equilibrium. We're always changing. And we're going to continue to look into that and try to understand better, so that when we do push out into space and go back to the moon, go to Mars on these long duration missions, we're going to be successful and keep our astronauts healthy.
Christine, when we talk about long space exploration missions, your background, you're an expert in electrical engineering, applied physics. There was just recently a Falcon rocket actually deployed into space, a test for a solar sail. And you have expertise with subatomic particles. And if I understand it correctly, those subatomic particles could one day use the sail, if all goes well, to help propel us into deep space. How cool is that?
You know, we do have a chance to kind of read up on those exciting, innovative technologies that could one day be used for deeper space exploration on these amazing missions that could enable us to visit Mars one day, and to do so with what we consider today as non-conventional means of propulsion. We're looking at some really interesting propulsive and electricity generation that's going to be as part of the Moon Gateway program. So it's fun to think, to sort of see the program through the eyes of a futurist, or you could say through the eyes of a science fiction writer, and see that we're actually exploring those technologies today, because we know that we are going to have to take some big technological leaps in order to make a deeper space mission such as a Mars mission happen. And the fact that we have a wide range of things to explore and to look into, and that we're utilizing commercial partners for that exploration and that technology development, is really exciting. We are also conducting a lot of that technology and development work here on board the International Space Station. Things like autonomous robotic refueling vehicles in space, and other technologies are some just that we've had a chance to work on in our mission. So it's a really exciting time for human spaceflight.
Nick, there's a good chance that a future astronaut who will be part of the mission to Mars is watching right now. What advice would you have for that woman or that man as they prepare for that journey?
Well, I think, you know, everybody takes their own path to get to where they end up. But I think the one thing that we all share in common, though, is that it's never easy, and there's usually obstacles along the way. And so it's just be persistent. It's going to take lots of hard work and dedication. You know, I tell this to all the people that I talk to, in terms of pursuing your dreams. You set those goals, you set those objectives, and you overcome the obstacles as you go, through the strength of determination, and also through the love and support of the people that are around you that helped you get to that final destination. So be persistent is what I would say. And you know, I got to say that I'm surrounded by some of the most amazing people, and I get to work with them every day. And so this is a wonderful team to be a part of. And if you're interested, we are more than welcome. You come on and join the team.
You guys are rock stars. Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoyed our time together today.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
All right. Thank you to Yahoo Finance. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.